Good morning. In top news today, we found out that sales of chocolate in the UK are increasing. We spend over 4 billion a year on chocolate. That's 660,000 tonnes of chocolate bars each year, the equivalent to 4,000 blue whales.
Wow, that's amazing. Thanks, Faith. Now we're heading over to Phoebe, the news around the world.
Thanks, Daniel. Well, today I'm in the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean. It's so hot here, if I had a chocolate bar it would definitely have melted. The Dominican Republic is the second poorest country in the Caribbean, with nearly half the people here living on less than £1 a day. Lots of crops are grown here, including sugar, coffee, bananas and cocoa. In fact, there are 40,000 cocoa farmers here. Some of the chocolate you were talking about would have started here. I'm here with Alan, a cocoa farmer, to find out more about cocoa.
The cocoa fruit grows on trunks and branches of cocoa trees and are called cocoa pods. Inside the pods are seeds which are called cocoa beans. Cocoa needs a high temperature and plenty of water and moist air to grow, so it is grown in hot, humid countries. Most of these are close to the equator like Ghana, Ivory Coast and the Dominican Republic. Cocoa pods have two main harvests, at the beginning and at the end of the rainy season.
That's amazing. So, what happens at harvest time?
Well, the cocoa pods are cut from the trees and broken open. The white pulp inside is pulled out and fermented to give the cocoa a good taste. These good quality beans are then sorted and put in a sack to sell. It's hard work and takes a long time, but many cocoa farmers don't even earn enough money to keep their farmers going or for their children for school, medicine and things like that.
So what are they doing about it?
Well, we don't have any power to do anything about it, but lots of young people do not see the future in cocoa farming and are moving away from the farms to find other work. If this continues, there will be fewer cocoa farmers in the future.
Thank you, Alan. Back to the studio.
Whoa! Thanks, Phoebe. It sounds like very hard work to get the cocoa to make chocolate we love. And here's the weather with Wendy.
Today is going to be cloudy with a chance of... Hang on, that doesn't make sense. So you're saying that we're eating more chocolate than we used to, but cocoa farmers are still struggling to make a living? I don't get it. How does this work? Where does the money go?
That's a really good point. But another good point is that cocoa farmers will stop growing cocoa, there won't be any more chocolate. Everybody panic!
Wait, I think I can explain this. This person is the consumer buying the chocolate bar. They're connected to the retailer, that's the shop. This is the manufacturer who uses cocoa, milk and sugar to make chocolate bars. They get cocoa from the processor who makes cocoa beans into cocoa powder, cocoa butter and cocoa solids. The exporter transports the beans across the ocean, and finally the cocoa farmer grows and harvests the beans and gets them ready to export. This chain is called a supply chain. All of these people are needed to make enough money to cover their cost.
In cocoa, a very large companies hold their power in the supply chain because millions of farmers with small farms sell their cocoa to just a few companies. They find it hard to get a fair deal. For their cocoa prices also go up and down on their stock market. And this makes it difficult for farmers to know what they will be paid for their crop. This means they will be very vulnerable.
So although they work really hard, sometimes they don't always earn enough money to pay things for their need for their families.
Exactly.
That doesn't seem fair at all. What can we do to make this fairer?
Well, one option is fair trade. Have you ever seen this before?
Yes, I've seen that on tea bags, coffee and also bananas.
And chocolate, but what does this mean?
Well, fair trade is a simple way to support the millions of farmers in poor countries who struggle to make a living from selling what they grow. If you see this mark on something, it means the farmer has received a fair price for their hard work. Farmers also get a little extra called the fair trade premium to spend on whatever they think is most important for their communities. This might be a school or a hospital, or it might be used to help farmers be productive, to protect protect the environment better.
So choosing fair trade can make a huge difference to people who work hard to grow our food. Thanks, Daniel.
How's weather looking now, Wendy?
Well, after that, it's looking very fair indeed.